joint implementation committee that is going to be made of German professionals and Kenyan professionals to help us now clear some of these hurdles that we have.
Thank you, Excellency. I have a plan, yes. I mentioned to you about the cultural center. This is for use at various levels with the issues of mental health, etc., like what has been said here. I don't want to go into it. But I will give Pastor here the mic, and please, under 1 minute.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Balozi. My name is Bishop Wamari, and we are here representing a large constituency of pastors who are coming from different cities in Germany. And we have, of course, one message that we'd like to extend to you and to the leadership, that as a church, are people who are seeking reconciliation and peace and prosperity of the country. We love you and we are praying for you as a mandate of the church. We have a number of concerns, but I'll mention two very fast. One, we have a number of Kenyans here. They would like to get married, but it is quite complicated for them to go back home. Is there a possibility that this can happen within our embassy? Probably it could be a legal representation, and we could do that. Number two, as a church, and forgive me, I'm representing the constituency of pastors and in Germany. As a church, we need people that we would like to come and help us to work. We need pastors, ministers, professionals such as keyboardists and such a people, because we have a large constituency of churches, in this case Kenyan churches in Germany, and we need manpower. And sometimes it's quite complicated and difficult to get visas in Germany for such purpose. So we are praying if there could be any intervention where that is concerned, we'll be much grateful.
Thank you, Pastor. Rosalind, do you want to answer that? Because I think that matter he has raised on marriage around the embassy has been raised to us before, yes, in a different jurisdiction, and also the second matter.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. On the marriage thing, you'll be happy to know we already have a framework, a committee. Very soon we should be able to roll out marriage services here at the embassy in Berlin. So that is something that we're already working on. And the church staff issue has actually been raised with me just this week about, and I believe that is a category that is now covered within the agreement. So church workers, ministers, and so on should be able to immigrate under the agreement that we have just signed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll take two. There is a young man there with a good hairstyle. Let's talk to him. And then one of the ladies here with a very nice dress.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. My name is Benson Kuria. As you can see, I'm a youth. I'm a beneficiary of the voluntary service. I came through Sally Klauswald. She's one of the Kenyans who are sensitizing Kenyans online on ways to migrate to Germany, physically, not online. And I came here, I did my FSJ, and now I'm doing my Ausbildung. But Mr. President, I would say we are going through a lot of challenges as youth. I hope we have some youth here. Coming here, it's difficult. As you said, you are having partnership with the German government, but the academic credentials, as you said, Mr. President, they are very different than our school system. My first question is, what are the conversations that you're having to make our school system kind of the same with the German system? So when we are translating our documents, our Anerkennung, our work credentials, that they are accredited here, that we are given the same chances as the Germans who are here. Because we are starting from scratch. As youth, as they said, we are going through a lot of stress as men. We've studied back in Kenya, we have our degrees, you come here, you're told you have to start again. And on my second question, I will say thank you so much, Mr. President. As you said, you're weeding out some of the problems that have been there, and thank you so much for appointing our new ambassador. We have been given a chance, which we never had in the previous leadership. We'll say we have to be honest, that we are here and we are able to address our issues. And we are asking as the youth, can you incorporate us here here in Germany, for example, as immigrants, that we have accessibility to the labor department. Yeah, when we want to work, we have our accreditation be signed. Yeah, education system also. We are now given the chance to get close so our issues can be heard. What are you doing about that also here in Germany as you work in Kenya? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, I had a meeting this morning with the labor agents, and actually those two issues came up. That some of the Kenyans who come here, you have qualified, but when you come here, you are told you're taken back a year. Yes. And you're told go back to school and do this. And it is because we didn't have a framework. Now we do. And in fact, one of the issues that actually two issues I raised with the German Chancellor was how do we have mutual recognition of skills? And it is provided for under this agreement. We will now work on how does a plumber in Kenya, an engineer in Kenya, a nurse in Kenya, how do we make sure that they have the same qualification? So that when you come from Kenya as a nurse, it is already recognized that if you are licensed as a nurse in Kenya, it is the same licensing that can get you into the German space. So those are the Chancellor, by the way, told me that they are also having problems on their side. They have like 230 institutions that license different categories, and they are also trying to see how to harmonize. So it's not only a challenge on our side, but it's also a challenge on the German side. But you know, this agreement now creates the ecosystem for us to sort out these challenges. In the past, there was no framework. Now we have a joint committee of officials, high-level officials from Germany and high-level officials from Kenya to look at some of the issues that you have raised. You have said, Mr. Kuria, that you want to be involved. You know, you want to be. The other issue was education. How do we also facilitate continuous training, making sure that you can improve on your skills, you can enhance your skills? And one of the organizations that we met this morning was actually saying they are going to provide that opportunity. They already have offices in India because there is a big market. Talent Orange. There is a group called Talent Orange and others. So I think now that we are having this conversation, it will become much more easy because we are now organized. And hopefully we can be able to support you better. Yes, Madam, you have something to say?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you. So my name is Dr. Rahab Njeri from the University of Cologne. I am a historian, community and scholar activist, and I sit currently in a position that has never been in the history of Germany in a university. So I am the first, as people would like to say, one of the first, and I cannot be one of the first if it's not because of the work of the community, our Kenyan communities, especially the women who have done a lot. So one of my mothers is there. So I always say my doctor title belongs to our community, and I come from Cologne, So I am bringing questions from my generation because I think I came here as a very young girl. I've gone here to school, I've studied here, I've taught here, and I work at the administration in a German university. So one of the questions is, especially when it comes to the diaspora, the voices of the diaspora, the young diasporans living here, and I think that this has also been mentioned. We understand the language, we know the system. How are they going to get involved? Because sometimes we have a feeling it's a couple of people who are involved in the diaspora talks, but not everyone from the diaspora, not everybody who is a Kenyan gets involved in these talks. So how are we going to deconstruct those power hierarchies that are actually there, making sure the older generation, for instance, are not involved in these talks? So that's one of my questions. How is that going to be implemented in the diaspora desk or even in the diaspora engagement? And the other one is in concern of labor mobility, and these are questions that I'm bringing from NRV. So one of the questions that has been asked a lot is, how is Kenya Kenya and the German government going to build sustainable structures for our brothers and sisters coming to work in this country? What is the Kenyan government going to do? And what is the German government doing about it? And how is that going to be implemented? And most importantly, who are the people doing the implementation? So those were my 2 questions.
Thank you very much, Jerry. You have raised concern about involvement. I think this is something that had come up earlier. Involvement of young people, involvement of people who are coming into Germany now. I'm told that there is a small problem between the Diaspora organization, but this is purely a Diaspora people's challenge here. You need to sit down amongst yourselves and sort yourselves out. I mean, honestly, you know, we would, you know, if we came as government and imposed on you people, it would be wrong. I mean, you people need to sit down, you know, and organize yourselves. And I want to ask the ambassador here, please, if they need a forum, if they need a place, provide a place for these good people to sit down and organize themselves. It would be very good if we have the people who said they have been here before and they will help in understanding to be part of it. It is good for the people who have come recently to be part of it, so that we have an experience from an all-round experience. I think you said we should expel the older ones. So, as we involve the younger, we should also keep the older ones there, so that we have a buffet of ideas and experiences. And so I would really encourage you and Jerry and all the other good people here, please, you know, help us organize yourselves. That way we can support you better. And you can have a channel that you can channel some of the issues to us. Let me also ask Madam Jogu, you have said a very powerful point as to, yes, do we have an agreement in place? And I want to persuade you guys, you know, sometimes we think that it is the Germans who have an interest in this agreement. It is not the Germans alone. We also have an interest. I mean, we are concerned that we have millions of young people coming out of college with skills, with competencies, but we do not have enough jobs at the moment in our country. Should we deny them the opportunity to come and work in Germany? I don't think so. And that is the reason why we took the bold step that, okay, we have a youth bulge. We have a labor market in Germany. What does government do? You proactively engage with the labor market so that you provide a mechanism that is win-win, that secures opportunities but also protects Kenyans from being exploited. And that is what we have provided in this agreement. And I cannot say it is 100% perfect. Maybe there are areas we can improve. And that is why I asked my sister there, as a lawyer in this country, to look at the agreement. If there are areas we can make it better, let's do. We are open to participation, you know, and I hope when you sit down with your colleagues, you will be able to give us feedback, you know, so that we can improve on it. Maybe, Madam Jogu, in this implementation committee, are people in diaspora involved? So maybe that is what they are saying, but maybe now through the embassy, we should be able to create a mechanism where people in the diaspora can be part of the implementation, so that they can, and if you can get a representative or two to be part of the implementation program, at least from the Kenyan side, it would be an important addition. Ambassador, are we able to do that?
Yes, Your Excellency. constituting a delegation from the Kenyan side is a sovereign, decision.
So we
and
can...
you can choose from university, you can choose from where your skills are located.
Correct.
So that is for us.
So it is our responsibility to constitute our delegation.
Exactly.
So, and we are saying, let us involve.
So we get somebody like from a university or from an organization. We call them advisor. If they are not like already within the government, they will be advisor forming part of the team from government.
Great. I know many of you have questions, but I have a flight to catch, and I have 2 meetings in between, and because I have a job to do in Kenya. Yeah? So I wish I could stay here a day longer, but it is not possible because I have an engagement Sunday, Monday going, and we are also preparing for the UN General Assembly, but I have some stuff to do back at home. But I think the next time I come, we do it in, if we had maybe found time yesterday, would have taken longer so that we can engage better and we can listen to one another better. But let me conclude by saying, my sister.
Thank you. Asante sana, Your Excellency. Protocol observed. Kwanza kabisa nataka congratulate Ms. Roslyn Njogu. I just want to say, after us getting that office, the Diaspora State Department of Diaspora Affairs, you guys understand your homework. Thank you very much to that. And to the recruiters who are here, hata sijasema jina, nitasema baadaye. Recruiters who are here, when you're sending our brothers and sisters from home, please, the political climate right now is very harsh. Zungumza na sisi hapa diasporans. Tuwaeleze where you can send people. There are areas that ingozi yetu haiwezi kanyaga. But we have our brothers and sisters working in these areas. Let us work on that. That is something that really has to be looked into. And also I want to commend our Deputy Balozi. That is Balozi Valerie, who has also been fighting on the social protection of those who are coming. Your Excellency, sisi hapa kama diasporans, saa zingine tukimbiangi embassy because tunasema uko hatuna hiyo social protection. But Ms. Njogu alituhakikishia kwa meeting na tukasema asante. And I heard her say at the meeting of the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, where we were discussing mambo ya labor migration with Joachim Stamm, and ulisimama ukasema ukatuhakikishia all those who will be coming here. So please help this office to offer us that. Kwa majina naitwa Jacqueline Kuhn. I'm the founder of Kenyan Women in Germany. Mimi kazi yangu hapa na wenzetu hapa hivi to help in integration. Na all the diasporan leaders, by signing this treaty, ndio sahi kazi imeanza. Haikuwa imeanza, ndio imeanza. Tushikane mikono na tushike hao wanaokuja. Asante.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. You know how rare it is to get a compliment from... So, Madam Njogu, congratulations that you're doing. And when I made the decision that we are going to have a State Department for Diaspora Affairs, I was very clear that there is a big constituency out there that need to be served by the government of Kenya. I'm very happy that we have made huge progress. And Madam Roslyn and her team at the State Department of Diaspora Affairs, they have been on the ball. And the job is not yet done, but it's work in progress. And I want to ask all of you, let us support the State Department so that they can serve all of us better.